Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about this rumor of Todd McFarlane taking over for DC comic books. And if you ask me, I think it might be a good idea. And I know some people probably like, oh, Todd McFarlane might be past his prime, but people like Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, some of the founders of Image Comics besides Jim Lee, those guys were hungry. They wanted to do something different. What's happening with the upcoming upcoming Comics Gate and indie movement, where it just seems like every other day there's a new comic book coming out or whatever, because people are just sick of the bull crap that the big two are giving them. And I think, like what Thinking Critical West's been saying, if you haven't checked him out, check him out. He talks about how they're getting Bible books ready for these characters, and Todd McFarlane doing these page punchers that are original stories with the characters in them. And I just feel like this could be something that could work for DC, because what's been going on with DC and just in general, the comic book industry in general, the stuff that they've been doubling down on has not worked. It's just turning people off even more and more. So why not go back to the young up and coming artists from the 90s, the artists and writers from the 90s who were trying to make these characters look so cool, so aesthetically pleasing, was trying to tell epic stories with them, make a grand gesture of good versus evil, you know what I mean? And I think maybe Todd McFarlane can do that, because I wouldn't mind seeing classic artwork of the past more so than what we're getting right now, because the characters just either they look too pretty or they're just sloppily done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that there aren't any good artists out there, but what needs to happen, we need artists here in America besides outside of America, because you need that skill, you need that foundation, you need people who actually understand the industry from an American base and not from outside of America. You get what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to any of the legendary comic book artists that are outside of the United States that's done great work. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is it's time to get somebody who actually understands the comic book industry on an American fundamental level and get them in there and literally change everything around for the better, because what's happening, nothing's working. And as much as I love Jim Lee, you're gonna have to get rid of Jim Lee. Jim Lee has been holding the company back ever since Dan DiDio got gone. You know what I mean? If that was the case, you might as well put Jeff Johns in charge if you want for sure what to do with Dan DiDio. You know what I mean? Because all of this stuff that you got going on right now isn't working. The comic books aren't selling up to snuff. You have pathetic writers that are working on these characters. Too many of the characters are all of a sudden LGBT for the fuck of it. I don't understand how you think that this is supposed to, be marketable or sellable to the average person when it's not. It's honest to God not appealing. It's not attractive. The stories are boring, or they're retelling of classic stories that people already read. And then what's so funny is when people call it out, you have your writers and stuff trying to talk about how the fans are wrong, or sexist, misogyny, homophobia, all that bull crap. And it's just like, my God, get the fuck together. The customers know what the hell they're talking about, because a lot of these customers read comics more so than the new people that been writing these shits. They say that they know, but then they'll come in there and they want to change the entire history and lore of the character because they thought that it might be cute, because they wanted to do their own little projects. Because let's be honest, we already know if it was their own work, they wouldn't be able to get anything. They wouldn't be able to make the sales, because they have to use DC and Marvel in order to get where they want to get to, because in any other time they wouldn't have made those sales. And that's just the God honest truth, because if their sales was really good, I seen these same artists go online, talk all that BS, and then be the main ones when it's time for them to step out and do their own thing, crickets. Because nobody cares about you, because you never separated yourself away from DC and Marvel, and then you belittle the fans and tell them how, terrible they are as fans. I just don't understand what makes you think you was going to be able to keep people around. That is not possible. You can't keep customers around when you're calling them all kinds of names or whatever. And Todd's keeping it real. He knows the industry. He knows what's going to appeal to the to comic book fans. He knows that what's going to appeal is sexy women in these nice costumes, or a little bit revealing costumes, and that's fine. That's understandable. And males that look like Adonises. That's what he's appealing, because he knows how this works. He knows how this goes. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, honestly. But we got to stop pretending like the old ways were so wrong that they needed to be changed, because nothing needs to be changed from the comic book industry. Yeah, there are some storylines we're all not going to agree with. That's understandable. And there are going to be some controversial storylines in there. That's understandable. But you have to let artists be creative, and you have to let customers like what they like without trying to preach to them, and stop trying to change up the characters. And I think with the Bible, hey, these characters are this. No more LGBT nonsense with the characters, so that way they can't get mad at DC for going back on some of these characters' sexuality swap. How you gonna get mad? You can't get mad that Todd McFarlane decided, hey, Tim Drake Robin, he ain't gay no more. Harley Quinn, she ain't gay no more. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows that these characters can be marketable. And how do you market some of your most popular characters? Well, you can't market them if they're predominantly LGBT. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not enough LGBT people to support the industry, just like it's not enough females to support the comic book industry. It is what it is. It's just the truth about the whole situation. But I really think that what needs to happen is something like this, because I would love to see like 90 aesthetic comics come back, where the characters, they all look sexy, they all look appealing, and there was so much detail and life in every drawing. That's what I want to see. I definitely want to see more of that than whatever the fuck we're getting nowadays, because it's just like it just feels so soulless, if that makes sense. But it is what it is, right? Hopefully this will be something for real, honestly. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Todd McFarlane should take over DC Comic Books Publishing? I think it'd probably be a smart idea. He knows the business. He's been in the game longer than most people that are working at DC probably right now. So why not? Why not? He understands how to make Spawn successful over 25 years. So if he can make Spawn, successful, then he can make DC comic book characters successful. As long as he doesn't go extreme with their costume, Lord have mercy. But other than that, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.